improves your creative intellect, just the same way I have explained now. Because of course, once you network, there's someone who encourage you and tell you, I can see you have this skill. Why can't you go ahead and use it to your advantage? How many young people right now have so much knowledge, but they are not applying it? There's a girl who came to my home. She just came on a Sunday. She came with very nice cakes. And then I asked her, my dear, these cakes you have, do you sell them? She said, no, me, I just cook. I mean, I just bake and I give them to some friends. But there are some people within my apartment who ask me to bake for them. And then I asked her, have you ever thought of putting those cakes in a WhatsApp group, in that WhatsApp group, in that apartment, and then you tell them that you can sell? And then she said, oh my goodness, I had not thought about that. You see, now at times it requires someone just to come and just trick you and tell you, know what, this is a good idea, and what you are doing is so good and you can make money out of it. I believe right now, she must be making money because I met her like 3 weeks ago. Then you also get support from high-profile individuals. Of course, when you talk of high profile, these are people who are in positions of making decisions, say like managers. And I will tell you one very good example. One man came to a networking event where I was, and when he came, he was dressed in a very funny way. I think he was an artist. He had a cape, which of course covered his almost, I mean, part of his skin, I mean, his forehead. He had glasses, which I don't know whether they were real glasses or not. He had a black belt, a pink trouser, and a light green shirt. I came to learn later, the way he looked was, and then of course his trouser was sagging. And then everybody was looking at him and they're wondering, what is wrong with this man? It doesn't look like he's really serious. Now he came here to do what? Everybody else was looking so smart. And we were very shocked when somebody said, I'm looking for the late CEO for Safaricom. And then he stood up and said, who was looking for the CEO for Safaricom? And then someone said, me, said, he's my very good friend, I'll connect you. Imagine after that, he got connected to him. And then after that, you can imagine he got business worth 10 million Kenya shillings. Can you imagine? So it means that, of course, there are people who don't look like, of course, they're high profile, but they have connections to these high profile people. So you have to know how to connect with people. So that's what I was saying. Even when you meet people and undermine them, then it means, of course, you are doing some injustice to yourself. Then growth in status. Once you network and network efficiently and properly with people, you grow in status. I would say like where I am today is not where I was. In 2012 is when I went to Business Network International. I learned how to network. I didn't even have an idea of what happens. I was held my hand by a friend of mine. And now when I went there, I took a whole year, no business. Second year, no business. So at the end of that year is when I got business worth 3,500. Yet I had given so much business to members. I had also received awards, but I had not received any business. But I said, you know what, Sarah, stay, be patient, learn. And I continued learning. And that learning is what has made me to be who I am today. I have gone to different countries. I have learned so much. I've received awards. So for me, you can see, I'm talking from my own personal experience. I never went to any class, but I learned that the more I become patient, the more I learn, the more I apply, fail and succeed, then of course, that is what is going to elevate me. Then growth in self-confidence. Let me tell you, my friends, Sarah was not who she is today. I was very shy. I used to shake in front of people. I didn't know even how to express myself. But imagine today, I'm a speaker. Today, I speak in conferences. I went to Canada last year and I was speaking to so many people. Last year, I was also going to speak to women in business. I mean, women who, of course, in a company called M Global. I think there were about 700 women. Just because they could see this lady has value, there's something that she has. So of course, what this means is that networking will make you, it will change you from someone who can't speak or talk to someone who, even if the president of America comes here, and I'm told to speak, I will speak. So it makes you self-confident. And of course, the more confident you become, people want to relate with people who are confident, not someone who fears, not someone who feels like, oh my goodness. People look at you and you're like, what is she saying? But the moment you show confidence, people want to relate with you and give you business or employ you. Then developing long-lasting relationships. One thing that we need to understand is, in networking, please make sure that the people you meet and those people you think you can build relationships with, don't leave them. Right now, we're talking about COVID-19. I have employees who have been with me for 23 good years. You can imagine someone being with you for 23 years. So what does that tell you? That my relationship with that lady, who is my topmost manager, she helped me when my husband passed on. She worked with me. She showed me how they were working together with my husband when I was working elsewhere. She has supported me and my family. And let me tell you, that lady has been a very strong pillar in our business. I have a very good relationship with her. My children have a very good relationship with her. So for me, it's like we have a very, very solid relationship. She still works with us. She has supported my daughter. She has right now, I have stepped aside so that they can continue doing business. So of course, once you build lasting relationships, if I had broken, if I didn't know how to build these relationships, then it means I could not have gone anywhere. And how do you build the relationships? Making sure that, of course, you are good to people. Of course, not being this person who is like, you just pretend to be so good to someone. Be real, be genuine, be sincere. And then listen to other people. These are some of the tips, of course, which I'll give you later, afterwards. Let's go to the next slide. Now, you can see me there. This is a quote that I came up with, and that is my logo, SK. SK stands for Sarah Kiringi. Now, good things come to those who wait, but the best things come to those who persist. If I do not persist when Kiringi passed on, and if I don't persist even in business, because it's not easy to do business, and when I hear people speaking and they talk about entrepreneurship, they just sugarcoat it and they don't talk the truth, I would not be where I am today. I have gone through a lot of issues in my life, and I believe that most of you who are listening right now, everybody has gone through challenges. Nobody, of course, faces whose life is very smooth, because there is no life that is smooth. But winners persist. Winners are consistent. Winners believe that they will not stay down there, even when they crash. I lost my business, worth over 20 million Kenya shillings, soon after my husband had died. I just lost him, so it means I could have opted just to sleep and maybe close and say, now I'm not going to make it and I won't succeed. I did not have any knowledge of entrepreneurship, but I waved. I went through the motions. I went through the storms, and I came out just like an eagle. So you have to speak. So good things today are coming to me. Today, I don't work as much as I was working that time. I pushed myself. I related with good people who worked with me, who supported me, and even those enemies that you think are bad. I was sharing in Kathy Kuna's program the other day, and I was saying, at times we need enemies. Why? Because as an enemy will shake you, he'll make you feel so bad so that you can decide, okay, this is what he has said, but am I really that bad as he thinks? And that enemy is good because he'll make you think. He'll make you say, now this is my way forward, and I want to prove him wrong. And as you prove you prove him or her wrong, then of course you'll be miles ahead. So you should know that, of course, if good things have to come, they don't just come easily. You have to persist. You have to push. You have to go many times. Like when I went to look for a passport, I was looking to go for, I went to the American embassy. I wanted to go to see this man who is called the father of modern business networking, Dr. Ivan Meisner, who runs Business Network International. And when I went to the American embassy, they would tell me how much money I spent. I didn't look at the money, but I was just seeing that I was going to get there. I would see myself, I would close my eyes, and I see myself in Miami. And it was not easy. I went first month, I did not get that, I did not get not the passport, but what do we call it? What do we call it? Okay, I never got that document, of course, that allows you to go. Sorry? Yes, I never got the visa.
It's
I went
called visa.
Thank you. I went the second month, I never got the visa. I went the third month, I never got the visa. And every time I went, thank you very much. I can see Howard has written to me, visa, thank you so much. And I can see he's laughing. At times things just fly out of the head. And you can imagine such kind of persistence. Are you listening to me here? That probably you have this business, you have tried once, you have failed, you have tried twice, you have failed, 3 times you have failed, and you still say that you have given up, you've just thrown the towel. Can you listen to me carefully? Persist, and success will be yours. I don't believe in failure, and when I fail, I say it is good I have failed because I have learned something. So what I will not do, I will not make the same mistake again. So I try something different. So it's important for us, even as we are networking, we know that at times we may try things and they don't work. So we have to keep on working and working the right way, maybe with the right people. So you have to persist to get good things. Let's go to the next slide. So now that we understand why networking early is important, let us look at how we can kickstart. You can see those people, how happy they are. When you go to network, don't be dull. Make sure that you smile as much as you can. I learned how to smile. And when people look at a smiling person, they always want to connect with them. So one thing that you should always wear when you go out there, you should wear a smile and confidence. That is something that will come later. So now let us look at the following things. Creating a network. If you want to succeed in life, let me tell you, you must have a network. And probably some people say, you know, I'm too shy, oh dear, or I have this problem, or maybe when I look at people, I feel like I want to freeze. You should start practicing. Start with your family, even start talking to them. Try to imagine that you're speaking to people. And how do you speak? Maybe just introducing yourself and just addressing people, maybe it's your aunties, or when we have family gatherings, you offer to do something for them. You offer maybe to speak. You become the person who is, of course, doing one thing or the other. And that way, when you want to seek for help, that is a network. A family is a network. A church is a network. Wherever you go, maybe those people that you meet, maybe you're a member of Rotary, that is a network. But then what do you do with that network? Do you just go there to gossip? Do you just go there and waste time? Do you go there, probably it's a place where people are drinking, just go there and drink and waste time? Or do you just go there and you are always on your phone? You have to create a network so that that network can work for you as you work for it. When you go to the chamber, when you go to KEPSA, when you go, maybe you are a member of a certain organization, what do you do in that organization? Probably you are told to serve and you are like, me, I don't feel like serving. So you are the first person to quit or to leave. You say, of course, me, I don't want to serve. Have you ever known that those people, even in church or in mosques or anywhere they go, and they're the people who give their service, time. They're the same people who probably, when an opportunity comes, they're the first people to enjoy. So what I would request that you do, if you're one person who says, me, I don't have time for people, please start creating time for people, because these are the people who will help you in time of need. Then using your network. How do you use your network? Make sure that the network that you have is going to help you to scale to the next level. Learn to ask questions and ask in the right way. Learn to support other people and they'll support you. Learn to gain knowledge from those people. And the moment you get that knowledge, apply it. If you don't apply it the right way, ask, is this the way to apply this information I got from you? Use that network for ideas. Use that network to connect with other people. Like now, I remember I have a network. The other day I was given a title. I mean, I got another award. I was not even aware. And someone just came and told me from Zimbabwe, she called me and told me, Sarah, congratulations. I didn't know why I was being congratulated. And then she told me, are you not aware that you have been nominated to the Women in Africa woman of the month of June. I said, no, I'm not aware. Then she sent me that flyer and I didn't know. So now what happened is there's a lady I had helped a while back. I was helping even others, of course, in that same network. The lady who is in charge of that network keeps on consulting with me. And because of that, of course, she has been seeing me as what I've been doing online. And because of what they did, they started nominating and I was nominated. Not because I'm better than those other women, but just because of that small thing that I do for people. And so it's important for you to serve. Then expanding your network. Don't be comfortable where you are. The moment you feel so comfortable, it means there's something you're not doing. Make sure that you try to expand your network. What I do every day, I will tell you, I connect with a different person. I'll ask to be introduced by somebody somewhere. After that, I'll follow up and I make sure that my networks, I don't just lose them. I'll like, if it is maybe like online, those who probably have seen, I always post something so that, of course, I'll remain visible. So people always see Queen of Networking, who is she? And I'm sure they will go to my WhatsApp profile and they look at me, so they'll connect with me because they'll see Sarah has posted something good. And because of that, of course, you can see, well, anytime I go to ask for help, these people are willing to help me. I don't know them, but people always know me and they know that, of course, since I help, in case I need any help, I always get help. Then there's what we call online networking. I know most of you, and I believe most of the listeners are young people. I know we are always online, but let me ask you a very simple question. You are online doing what? How do you use your online networking? Or that, say you're on Facebook, you're on social media. How do you use that, the Facebook or the any other social media? Maybe you are on LinkedIn. What are the things that you connect there? Do you join groups that are of value? What is your contribution there? What is your participation there? Do you ask questions? Do you support other people? Do you also listen to other people? Do you feel bad when someone criticizes you? Because also criticism is not bad. So do you learn from that criticism? So when you are online, make sure that, of course, you are on social media for a purpose. Either you are promoting somebody's program, or maybe you're asking a question, or what I have seen like on WhatsApp, someone will post something very nice. You just read, you don't even say anything. Why? You are too proud. Why? Why don't you even just say that kidole? You, the one who say, congratulations, you've done something good. Why don't you even take the same and tell someone, can I post this because you've done something so good? Can I post it in another group? When I see someone telling me that, I connect with them very easily. So why is it that many people don't like even applauding others? You don't lose anything by praising others or by even lifting them. When you do that, they'll start connecting with you. Let me tell you something one time happened. On LinkedIn, there's somebody who became my friend when he was being bashed by everybody. I was buying property from Saiton. And I remember that time, there was a very bad thing which was going on around Saiton, and things were being said everywhere about Saiton. And then I encouraged him and I wrote very nice things to him and I told him, you know what, Dande, when you see people bashing, you know there's something good you are doing. So just be encouraged and I'm supporting you. And I said very nice things about him, but I had not met him. So afterwards, he got in touch with me and invited me for lunch and we sat. I think he just needed someone to encourage him. And from that time, we became friends. And I told him, you know what, I'm also buying a property from you, but don't worry, I'll support you. And from that time, Dande always, once in a while, you see, he has commented about something that I post on social media, maybe on LinkedIn. We became friends just because of just one thing, that I supported him when he was down or when everybody else was bashing him. So it's important for us when we see things on social media, share something good, comment. When you do that, then another time you and Chris Ruby, every time I would comment something about on Facebook and he was saying things about networking. Then I met him one of the events, someplace somewhere. Then I told him that my name is Sarah Kiringi, and they say, oh, I think I've heard that name somewhere. I said, I'm the person who likes your text online. And he was like, oh, yes, I remember. Yes, I remember. Oh, you're Sarah Kiringi. Yes, I can see, I've remembered. Yes. And so you can imagine, It's something so small, but it means so much. Yeah. Then again, I also remember when I went to meet the father of modern networking. I met him in a cruise ship last year. And the reason I was going to see him is because I wanted his mentorship. And then I told him, I have my book here. And I love the way you have been, you've been running BNI, and I've been performing so well. I've always been at the top. My performance is like this. And then he went online, he opened and he saw my performance and he was like, wow, this is so good. And I told him the reason why I came here because I wanted your mentorship. And you can imagine from 7:30 to 8 p.m., that man was mentoring me. And I never paid not even a single cent. And he was very happy because I was also supporting him in his business. And you can imagine what he did. He told me, I would also want you to co-author. We co-author a book with you, because he saw my books and he was very happy. And imagine one of my books, which is co-authored between him and myself and some other people, came because of something good I did to him. So I'm also making money from that. Yeah. So it's important for us to support other people's ideas, their ventures, and everything that they do. Then giving back to your network. I think with this, I've already explained that of course you have to give back to other people, you have to support to other people, and it doesn't require so much. It's not even money. At times it's money, because you have also to be willing to spend your time and just to spend your money. Let's go to the next slide. Now, creating a network. How do you create a network? That is, you have to talk to people about what they do. Now, what this means is that for you now to create a network, it means that you have to be interested in what other people do. First of all, you have to understand who they are. After that, you have to understand what they do. You have to understand their achievements. You have to understand what their networks are, or the networks that they are looking for probably, or if probably you could also join their networks, or how you can support them. So once you talk to people, people like talking about themselves. And they may even be able to tell you, no, probably instead of joining this network, join this other one, because this is where there's a lot of value. Then you should also ask for their contact. Once you meet someone, you have already met them, go online, maybe check their website and see what they are saying. Make a contribution in their website and probably just make a positive comment. And then once you ask them for a contact, it means it's not just for you to keep it there, but get in touch with them. When you see something that is related to their business or that is related to their career, then quickly tell them, you know what, I have seen something that I think can be of value to you. Imagine when you come and tell me, Sarah, there's this networking event, and I think you can go there and speak because you really changed my life. How do you think I'll feel? I'll be like, wow, this person is thinking about me. And because of that, I will become your friend automatically. So once you ask for that contact, make use of it positively. So you also have to stay in touch. You don't have to lose that contact. Make sure that you keep those people, of course, not everybody though, but of course, those people that you think you can work with. Then using your network again, asking for favors, for example, not asking for a job, of course. For example, you might need a reference for a job application, just like what I said. This person came to me, and I think he just had so much faith, because I think he also found me in a very good mood, because I could not just have connected him to that lady. But if you feel maybe you have the qualification and you already have a relationship with that person, he knows you. For example, if I already know you, like if it's Mugo, he will come and tell me, you know what, probably I would want this connection, just like what Anne Megwe did, because Anne is a very good friend of mine. And she came to me and asked me, Sarah, we have this program, and Megwe and Mugo wanted to connect with you so that you can train us. And that is how I was able to come to this program. Then asking for career advice, people are often flattered when you seek them out to hear their opinion. So of course, once you get the people who are well connected, they feel good, of course, to be asked questions. Then get to know people in your local community. The moment once you get people in your local community, serve and make sure that, excuse me, just for 1 minute, just 1 minute.
Okay, as the speaker gets sorted.
Sorry, I was closing the door.
Okay, thank you. Okay, fine.
Sorry, yeah. Then you have to volunteer in an area you are interested in. Make sure that maybe probably when you are called to serve somewhere, you don't just have to know people. Offer to do something. Most of you maybe probably are not even working. Once you offer, there are many people who have told me they have been employed by United Nations because they volunteer their services. Maybe there's a walk somewhere, they go, they support. So once you do that, of course, there will always be benefits. Then go to events, launches, and workshops. Don't just stay at home watching TV or you are always on your social media. Stop wasting so much time there. The moment you go to events is where you find people. When you go for launches, you find who is who. When you go for workshops, you may be able to get ideas that you can apply to get started in life. Then take every chance to meet new people. So there's one thing that I see people doing, which I find is a mistake. You go to an event, and of course you start even pulling your neck to see the person that you know. Because of course you feel very uncomfortable sitting next to people that you don't know. Now, if for example you sit next to Sarah, you have known Sarah for the last 5 years, what value is Sarah going to add to you that you don't have? You already know each other. So try to seek to meet new people. The moment you meet new people, there's something that will come out of it. Then find out what you know, cover the industry you are interested in, and go to their events. For example, you may hear maybe probably you are a manufacturer of soap. And then you hear there is this Chinese company or American company that has come to Kenya, and they are manufacturers of soap. Can you try to go there to find out if there are new ideas that you can apply, or maybe probably there are new, there's new technology that you can apply so that you can grow. Let's go to the next slide, please. Let's go to the next slide so that we finish. And then online networking, social media such as LinkedIn. This is by far the social networking platform every youth should be on. Post your resume, work experience, rich source of news, business advice, and so much more. Okay, I'm also on LinkedIn. And what I have seen the difference between LinkedIn and these other social media is that LinkedIn is more professional. So once you go and post probably what you have, maybe your career, or your skills, you may find someone interested in whatever you are doing. And so that way you can be able to either get new jobs or you get maybe someone wanting your services. And so in that case, of course, it's important for you to get, of course, presence on LinkedIn, sorry. Now, give back to your network. Now, what this means is that you should introduce your friends to other people in your network. There's one thing that I usually do. When I meet people, the first thing that I do is I connect them quickly to my friends. Meet so-and-so, this is what she does, and I've done business with her, or I know what she does. That way people get interested because I already have a relationship with them, and so that way they're able to connect very easily. So introduce your friends to other people in your network. Forward emails about job vacancies on all social events to people you think might be interested. And whenever someone helps you, send them a short thank you note or give them a call. If someone has done something for you, the best thing that you can do is tell them, thank you so much. I met you in this particular event and I was very happy to meet you. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to meet you. That way it will be very hard for that person to meet you. If it is, of course, then let's go to the next slide. Now, if you don't learn, you don't grow. And if you don't grow, you eventually die. That is me, that's my quote. What this means, of course, I don't have to really interpret so much. I went to train in a certain company, and most of the people who are working for that organization were young people. And one time I was with Frida, who is my PA, and I asked them, you people, how many times do you read? Do you read? They said, no. You don't read any books? No. Let me tell you, if you don't read, if you don't learn, there's a difference between reading and learning. Learning, you learn something as a skill, you could be having a talent, but improve on it. Apply in your life, and you see change, because of course you grow. There will be some change. You learn from that. Even when you fail, you still learn something. Because you see, if you don't apply it, then it means you'll not change. Nothing will happen to you. You'll be seeing other people doing so well, but you just either stagnate or you go to a lower level. So make sure that, of course, you keep on learning and relearning. Ask as much as possible, go to online and get as much information as you can. Now, we are coming to the conclusion. Now, some of these are just bonus tips. Once you go to meet people, or maybe to do business with people, or you are going to an event, there's one thing that I have seen. And someone was telling me he doesn't have to dress so nicely. Let me tell you, if it's an event where you're going to meet important people, you have to dress to impress. What this means is, of course, first impressions. The way you see me, you always relate me with maybe how you saw me. Either it could be my hair, it could be my makeup, it could be the way I dress, or it could just be just the way I look. So if I'm in rags, definitely you're not even, not make an impression on you. There'll be no impact. And there are people who look at you and they say, wow, this one, I think I can give him or her business. There's one time I was told of a certain gentleman after university what he did. He realized that he was a lawyer. Those were many years ago, I think in the early 80s. He went, he saw a number of friends was there who used to meet somewhere in town in a certain hotel. That hotel was owned by one of them. And then he realized now what he needed to do. He went, he bought himself one suit. He went and I think somebody lent him money and he bought a Mercedes, those old type Mercedes Benzes. And so he went and parked near one of there was this whose vehicle was just next to his. And then, of course, he sat there and then he went and introduced himself. And then he said, then this man looked at him and he was like, oh, is that your car? I said, yes. Then he said, I was coming to look for you. Then it showed him inside that he was introduced by other ones. And he said, I'm so and so, and I've come to see you, and I would like to do business with you. So when they looked at him and they saw the car he was driving, and of course they were driving a Mercedes, even then they decided, why not give him business? And they started, that is how he started. When everybody was criticizing him, he had a strategy. I'm not saying that you go and buy Benzes and waste money on Benzes or something like that, no. But you have to look the part. He knew his market was in those people because he knew he wanted business from people who, of course, were well-to-do. They had the money, and so he had to be like them. Then offer sincere compliment. When probably you see someone has been promoted, why don't you rejoice for him? Why don't you congratulate him? But most of us die in pain or maybe in anger or maybe in jealousy. But please, once you find that someone is doing so well, or maybe has received an award, or maybe something good has happened to them, just tell them congratulations. Even on social media, when you see someone has posted on WhatsApp, this has happened, just tell them congratulations. Because when you do that, you'll be connecting with them. Then listen and show interest. Many times you don't want to listen to people, and you realize that, of course, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. What does that mean? That you need to listen more than you talk, and then show interest in other people. If someone is doing something somewhere, and probably they need help, show interest in helping them, or ask them how you can be of support to them. Then be of specific use, be there to offer help. Don't start saying, feeling that you are so busy, you can't help somebody, you are never available, so please be of specific use. Offer to help. If it's maybe you have been called to come and give a talk, go and give that talk. If it's advice, go and give that advice. Don't feel like probably you are wasting time, because you never know who will help you next time. Then always keep time. I'm very happy to see that there are those people who connected in this program at, I think it was some minutes to 8, which is very good, because once you keep time, then it means, of course, you respect yourself and the person that you are going to meet. Then be memorable. Can you be remembered for? What is that one good thing that someone can say? Like, I know that Mogo is good. He has been doing good things to us. And so because of that, Mogo will never be forgotten. Because, of course, he has brought all of you together to learn. Then, in business, follow up. If someone gives you business, say, for example, I've given you a referral. I've connected you to somebody to do business with him. The reason why we don't get business, the reason why we don't grow, the reason why things never change and we keep on complaining is because we don't follow up. You are told, come and see me after 2 months on this specific date, you forget and you never follow up. So by the time you remember it will be after 3 months, that person will not be interested in you. Then talk to strangers. One time, as I conclude, I was going to Rwanda. There was a conference there. And one thing that, because that was the time I had just learned that it's important to listen and talk to strangers. I sat next to someone, and when I sat next to him in the plane, I was like, now should I talk to him? I was like, now should I? And then finally, I just said, hi, this plane is taking too long. And it was like, oh yeah, in fact, even me, I'm wondering why it's taking long. And that is how I broke that silence. And we started talking. And guess what? After that, he just told me that he wanted his build to be done, his house to be done. And I was able to supply him with materials, and we were able to build for him that house. Let's go to the next slide. So talk to strangers, because you never know who that stranger is. Let's continue. Now, I'll just say thank you very much for listening to me. I have taken so long. I wanted to explain to you everything as much as I could so that you could understand the importance of networking, because networking is something that is going to change your life. Let's go to the next slide. So this one is my contact, 0714-880-173. That's my number. Then, who are we? Global networks. There are people who consult. They come to me, they consult with me, they want to learn about networking. There are times I do one-on-one consultation. I charge a small fee, and I have been able to change some people. Like I think I have seen Mary Wambua. Mary is one of those mentees who have really changed through my mentorship, and I'm very proud of her, and I've given her a lot of business and a lot of contacts, and also advised her to join networks. We also do training, of course, because of COVID. Now we are going to change from face-to-face training to training through webinars, and then business connections. Other than the fact that, of course, there is this COVID that came, in April, I had organized a group that was going to Qatar, and this was a business trip that was going to be one of the most successful. Why? Because my networks are very solid. I partnered with someone who is based in Qatar, and we were going to get someone from Kenya and connect them with someone from different parts of the world to do business together. So it was not guesswork. And we had also trained them what they were going to say and how they were going to connect for business. Then I also do business mentorship, and I do conference talks. So that is who I am, and that is what we do. So now I think you can just ask questions, and then we close.